Well, hello there, chums! And the mysterious man did arrive, and I went and spoke to the mysterious man, who then asked me to get him some flouncy soap, or make him some. But before I did that, I went and spoke to this little lady. I took a picture with her, all flirty-like, why not? Heck yes. I scored some extra brownie points. Had a few conversations with her, got loads of XP for doing loads of previous missions for the mayor, which was pretty damn awesome. And then I continued on to try and make the soap, so I needed animal fats, so that meant killing the birdie-type creatures. So killing those, you get the animal fats to help make it the soap, sort of Fight Club type style. And yeah, I also had to get cinnamon. Now I got a little bit lost trying to find cinnamon. So anyway, I went to Emily and we had a little bit of a time as well. So yeah, I was being a bit flirtatious. And not just with Emily, but also with the Ginger Gust's sister. So yeah, I can't remember her freaking name. But yeah, so there we are. I went and collected a load of melons and we had to have like a little sit down and a bit of a cut scene, which was quite lovely. So yeah, I don't know whether to go for Emily or the mayor's daughter or the nurse. I mean, they've all got different sort of attributes, haven't they, really? I mean, Emily could help with farming, whereas the mayor's daughter could bring you in extra money or extra perks for doing missions for the mayor. So it's difficult to say which one will give you the most benefits. And the nurse, well, there's not that many dungeons to go in, so you don't really need the healing items. But yeah, got a little bit more flirty with Emily. Took a photo. Heck yes. Add that to my wall, perhaps. Like the sprinklers in the background. All my work you see in the background there. Quite nice, the photo mode in this. It's pretty cool. It's not too bad. And yep, so that was done, and then back onto making this soap and looking for cinnamon, and I found the trees in the end. So they're right up on the upper verge, behind the sort of the waterfall, up by the abandoned sort of factory thing, but they're up on this big hill. So it's hard to explain exactly where they are, but this is what they look like. So they've sort of got this gnarled wood sort of trunk, and then these big green leaves. So there's one over in the background over there on the hill. So there I am heading towards it. You can see that all the rocks are in the background and the mountains. I mean, I think there's a river in between this tree and those mountains. You can't actually get there. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a rough idea of where I am. It's sort of in the wastelands, near to where you found Ack and his crashed ship. Behind all of that, up on the grass verge towards the river. So yeah, that's about as best as I can say. Then I thought, well, I'll get some more animal fats. So I took out one of the boss type birds there. They actually crud on you, these birds. Freaking vile creatures. But then I could actually craft the soap. I gave it to the mysterious man. The mysterious man gave me some seeds that I had to take to Emily. I gave Emily the seeds. She was freaking impressed, and so she should be. Heck yes, job done. Awesome. And yeah, I could have asked for the 1,000 goals back, but I didn't. I said, you know, just make me some pumpkin porridge, because that's the good thing to do. If she's going to be future wife material, we've got to be nice to her now. Heck yes. So there we go. Got a load of reputation points for old Emily there. Nice one. And then, because I want to expand my land, and also because the story sort of demands it, you've got to help with making a Portia bridge over to a desert area or something, which I'm quite looking forward to. And you've got to help another guy called Mint, who's just arrived on the freaking town. Anyway, so I'm picking up different missions and running those because they're going to give me some gold anyway. Now I need about, what, 20,000 gold or something to expand my land, or 30,000 gold. It's 30,000 to expand my land, then 10,000 to do up my house. So I need 40,000 gold. So that's a lot. So I kept doing a load of missions. I thought, heck yes, I might as well make these little DD stations as well. So I took those to the other two locations where I needed to put DD stops. So there's one up by the ruined mines, and then I went over to the hazardous mines and I put in another one, which is just as well, because I need to go to these mines to do some of these missions, because I need to get a load of the lubricants and things to make the clay. It's crazy. So anyway, I picked up the comprehensive cutter. I haven't built that yet. Really need to, because at the moment I need to make a load of steel plate, and I've only got the one cutter. So I could do with that, because it's probably going to do a lot better than my industrial cutter. And yeah, going backwards and forwards to Albert, doing these missions. There was about 3 that I think I've picked up. I think I've done 2, and I think I'm on the last one. I've got to build some sort of tower bridge and tower beam or something like that. And at the moment, because my steel plates are taking so long to cut, it's taking me longer than I expected. So yeah, But yeah, I kind of enjoyed doing all these missions, running backwards and forwards, learning new things to craft and how to do them, and claiming all the gold. And in between doing that, I also went and got a load of caterpillars or worms or whatever you want to call them, and I've done a little bit of fishing, and I've been selling those. But here we go, I'm buying the worms. So you get those from over in the farm store, and I've been buying about 50 to 60 at a time, and then spending a half day to a full day's fishing, which has been quite fruitful. And I've also had to be going into the mines as well, because there's bits and bobs that you need there, like the lubricants to help make the clay to do the tower for the bridge mission. So yeah, I was just kicking the heck out of these little guys. There's also some wire or some cable that you need to build, and again, all the materials to get the cables you get from in here. So that was all good. And I also needed to make some pulleys, but the pulleys I could make from the stuff that I got from one of the ruin mines, I believe. So yeah, but I had to run this dungeon a few times, take out the boss. The boss is where the drops are. He gave me the sort of the fluid that I needed. So there you go, you can see it there, the tapering liquid or whatever it's called. So yeah, that stuff you need to make for the clay. So that's pretty much all I've been up to, is going into dungeons, going fishing, going backwards and forwards, doing missions, earning gold, earning experience, leveling up. I've had a few different points to actually put on my character, which I've done so, to help me with additional gains from going in the mines and doing the digging and stuff, and also my workbench. It's also given me a plus on that as well, so I don't have to use as much material, something like 10% less or something. Okay, so there we go, turning in the mission to good old Albert, get a load more goals and experience there. Been selling lots of stone stools, because if you've got stone left over, you may as well craft stools. You can sell those daily and get a fair bit. I got a few extra instruction books there which sold for a heck of a lot. So you can see there I just broke 21,000 goals. I found this weird fish, but I couldn't land the dang thing. It got off, which is a right pain in the neck. I have no idea what that fish is, but it looks freaking awesome. Look at it. Ah, dang it. Yep. So yeah, back to catching my little bobbled fish. I have found a better fish to catch than these little puffer fish. The Goliath fish, they actually net you a lot more, 350 gold for one fish. They're a little bit harder to land, but I think I'll show you that in a bit. I've been putting fish in my old fish tank. You can see that there's a big fish in there, one of the Goliaths that I was on about earlier. But yet I've had to make the clay inside my blender. First time I've made used a blender for anything, which is great. So I've made the hardened clay. And turning in the missions again to good old Albert. And then, yeah, lots more mining. So I ran out of copper ore and tin ore, which I really needed. And while I was here, I figured, well, I'll dig up some relics, because the museum is almost built. So I might be able to go into the museum soon and maybe put the relics on the stands and things. So now it's day 1 of month 4, and it's snowing, chums. It looks freaking ace, doesn't it? Beautiful out here. Now I understand there is a snowball fight mid-month, but I ain't quite there yet. And I got a gift package, which is lovely, which yeah, gives you a random gift. And I got a recycling machine from the research station, so interesting to find out what that thing does. Anyway, so there we go, picked up all that stuff, got my daily loot, just taking in the snow type scene. It looks beautiful, it really does look magical, lovely. And yeah, continuing on with the missions. This is the last of the missions that I was on about, so I've got to build the tower bridge and also the tower beams now. Finding this one a little bit tricky, mainly because the steel plate is taking me ages to cut. So yeah, I went fishing. I figured, well, I might as well expand my land and try and do up my house and make it as big and grandiose as possible. So yeah, this I've noticed now, you don't have to hit square every time it pops up. They don't take your bait. You don't lose a caterpillar or a worm. So you can just sit there and wait for the fish that you want. And with these ones, I found rather than hold square down, just to hammer it, just tap it a little bit every time you're on top of the fish. And that way you've got less chance of breaking the line. And yep, so these guys, they net you a heck of a lot more there. As you can see, they're 350 per fishy. And yep, I gave a fish or two to the little cat. And yeah, I think I'd done some sort of magic with this. It sort of leveled up eventually, and I got some white text pop up saying that I can buy flowers from somebody in town, which is quite cool. There you are. There's all the stuff that I was on about, which is a bit odd. I don't know whether she owns that cat or what. But yep, it was pretty nice. And here we are, just expanding the land now, so that's going to cost me a heck of a lot of my money. So there we go. And yes, so now next up I've got to expand the actual house, or upgrade the house. So back over to good old Albert to do that. So here we go, I've got my house upgrade, just trying to see where I can put it. I've kind of put it so the door is facing the wrong way, kind of, but then again there's no gate anyway on the rear end down that end. I need to move everything around, but for now I'm going to do all that after I expand the land completely and I've bought all the land, because I need to get a stable and all sorts of other stuff. And then I had a bit of a sort out. So inside my house I just moved everything around, because now I've got an extra additional room. Heck, why not? So yeah, made it a bit French shui. Had my bed facing my fish tank so I can watch all the fishes swim around, because I love aquariums and live chums. I've had marine fish, tropical fish, cold water. My favourite was marine, but that was frickin' expensive. It's got more and more expensive as time's gone on. So now I've just got dart frogs and a little bit of a tropical thing going on at the bottom with a few tropical fish. But yeah, as you can see here, I've put a few extra bits inside my inventory. I want to take them to the museum to see if I can put them on display there, to see if it unlocks any perks. Put a few photos on the wall, made it feel a little bit more homely, got rid of some of the sofas, got rid of some of the washing machines, two's enough, and yeah, that's pretty much that. And then outside I had a little bit of a sort as well, so just moving all my inventory boxes about, lovely jubbly. It's nice to have nice and freshly laid out boxes, heck yes. So there we go, so they're all over there, job done. And then all the other boxes, the ones that I use more so for day-to-day things, I tried to put them in places where it made a little bit more sense. So the for sale box, for example, I put right near to the gate, so that way as I'm leaving to go sell things, it's right there next to me to remind me. And I've also got the relic boxes over on the far back, as well as my fishing boxes, because I don't use those as much. And the wood and the metal one I've left right by where I've got all my refiners and things. And yeah, I moved all my planter beds, because I'm not really into farming, to be honest. And that big glass jar, I think that can go in the museum, so I put that back into my inventory as well. And yeah, so just had a real good cleanup. I mean, you're supposed to do it in spring, but you know, just forget that it's snowing and it's winter. But yeah, it was my little spring tidy up, if you want to call it that. And yep, so that's me pretty much done, really. So you can see here I've got a load of stuff in my inventory. I want to take that into the museum. I might take the fish out of my fish tank and take those to the museum as well, because from what I understand there is a big fish tank there that if you turn in all your emperor fish or kingfish, you get an additional bonus, which yeah, you can only turn in one of each fish, so be careful what you turn in, apparently. So here we go, it's day 5, month 4. And if you want to support the channel, there's multiple ways to do so. One of those ways is Patreon. There's a tier there for pretty much everyone, and these lucky chappies are all getting ship models. Thanking you, lucky chappies. And here are all my other supporters on Patreon. Thanking you, chums. Thanking you. And I have YouTube membership, and you can get sweet emojis to use in my live chats or a Christmas box, and there's other people getting a Christmas box. Hop on over and take a look at those tiers. And I also have merch. Go grab yourself a fine and dandy mug or a t-shirt or a pair of socks. Hit a like, a subscribe, or clicking one of these links on this would also help my channel, or just don't skip my adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Thank you for watching.